Hello and good morning, you guys. I'm back with another reaction video because I wanted to watch a video and why not, tape myself by doing so. This is something I have no clue about at all. It's about, as you can see, the stock market. It's like a very simplistic video about it, so dumbasses like myself understand it. And I wanted to wanted to educate myself a little bit about how the stocks behave in current times and what could potentially happen in the future. I think this is about like a crash, a potential crash. I mean, people always talk about this stuff, but I wanted to see if this is like a cool video that explains what could potentially happen to our stock market all around the world because we're all connected, right? Some of you guys are invested. I myself, I am not invested into any stocks at all. I saved up money a little bit about myself. I saved up money for basically the course of my life and tried to, achieve buying a home for my wife and myself, which I did, or which we did, I should say. And this is where we live now. We're in debt, of course, now because we had to lend ourselves money from the bank. But to make that happen in general, we had to like save up money, of course, because you have to make a down payment, yada yada yada. And so I'm not invested into stocks, but maybe someday in the future, I have no idea. I have never looked into the topic that much. I don't know that much about it, but I wanted to watch this video. It's not a very long video. It's called "It's Happening Again," and nobody is talking about it. It's just 9 minutes. We're gonna check it out and see how it is, and then maybe I have some thoughts. Maybe you guys have some thoughts. Write it down below in the comments, of course, and enjoy the video with me together.
It's no secret that history repeats itself. And when it
That's
comes to the
true.
stock market, investors will do whatever mental gymnastics they need to convince themselves that this time it's different. In fact, legendary investor Sir John Templeton, who averaged 15% annual growth for 38 years, called those the foremost.
Is that a lot? That sounds like a lot. With his investments, I assume, right? 15% sounds like a psychotic amount. That's crazy. John Temple, what a legend.
Expensive words in the English language. And he's right, because nothing
Wait, what? The four most expensive words in the English language are "this time it's different." Yeah.
expensive words in the English language. And he's right, because nothing empties a brokerage account faster than blind optimism dressed up as financial genius. Which brings us to Jesse Livermore. Jesse Livermore, who is considered a pioneer of speculative trading in the markets, was the basis for the main character in the best-selling book Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, and is most well known for making his fortunes by shorting markets during crashes. Once said, "There's nothing new in Wall Street."
So shorting, as I understand it, is if you see some stock or recent the crypto thing like a week ago, right? You see something, or you think that something is gonna go down, and then you short it, like you bet on falling courses basically, so you make money of those, something like this. If I understand it correct, you basically borrow stocks at a high price, and then no, you borrow stocks at a high price and then sell them at a lower price. You bet on stocks falling to a lower price, and then I don't know. Never mind. Like, I know that you make money by betting on falling courses, but it has something to do with borrowing the stock, I believe. My brain just can't like figure it out right now. I have to look it up again, but you probably know what it is. I don't. Jesse Livermore, 1923, said, "Another lesson I learned early is that there is nothing new in Wall Street. There can't be because speculations is as old as the hills. Whatever happens in the stock market today has happened before and will happen again."
There can't be because
Oh,
speculation
it's
is
gonna
as
read it
old
now.
as the hills. Whatever happens in the stock market today has happened before and will happen again. And there's a stock market bubble that nobody talks about anymore. It's a bubble that looks disturbingly similar to the current state of the market. I'm not talking about the dot-com bubble of the early 2000s or the 2008 financial crisis.
The AI.
I'm talking about a bubble you probably have never heard of.
Oh,
It was
never
a
mind.
bubble that when it popped, the damage was ugly. The market crashed 50%. Many of the world's largest companies lost 60 to 80% of their value. Inflation surged from 3 to 11%. And the market didn't fully recover for 8 years.
11%.
I'm talking about the Nifty 50 bubble of the early 1970s.
How are we, like, let's just assume something like that would happen and we had like an inflation of like, let's say 11% again for a couple of years, or it would probably slowly come down, but how do we even like manage that as a day-to-day people, right? When all the goods are getting so much more expensive again. You can't even manage anymore. It's just not possible.
The story starts in the late 1960s. The United States has just ridden a 20-year economic sugar high following World War II. Factories were booming, suburbs were popping up out of nowhere like acne on a teenager, and Americans thought the country was invincible. Because in the late 60s, people had money, they had confidence, and most importantly, they had blind optimism. And why wouldn't they? The United States had just beaten Germany in World War II, dropped a man on the moon,
Luckily.
allegedly, and most importantly, invented the Etch-a-Sketch. Life was good. And in the middle of all this optimism was the stock market. From the end of World War II in 1945 all the way to 1970, the United States stock market had gained over 350%. This unprecedented bull run led to a new strategy in investing becoming popularized. It was known as investing in one-decision stocks.
Okay, here's a quick question in between that I ask myself. A stock market usually tends to go up, right? Obviously, there's correction, but it usually tends to go up, 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 up. And at some point, there has to be a crash, right? Because at some point, if there is not like incredible innovation at all times, you know, if there's incredible innovation, a company invents like, or a lot of companies invent new incredible shit that makes our life so much better and easier and yada yada. But if that doesn't happen all the time, at some point, these stocks and these companies are overvalued. It's inevitable, right? So there has to be correction or a crash or whatever, because this is at least how I understand it. I have a very limited understanding of this, and it's obviously also a very complex topic, but this is how I understand it.
The concept was simple. Invest in companies so powerful and so dominant that you only had one decision to make when it came to investing in them: buy. These stocks became known as the Nifty 50. The Nifty 50 wasn't comprised of penny stocks or emerging tech companies, but it was comprised of blue chip companies that generated stable cash flows. It was companies like Coca-Cola, American Express, McDonald's, and various other household names.
I mean,
Investors
a lot
saw
of
these companies as bulletproof.
They're
And because
still
of
there.
this, the idea of ever selling any of these stocks was considered crazy. Here's the thing about investing. If something sounds like a no-brainer investment with zero downside, it's almost always a financial grenade with the pin already pulled. And that was exactly the case here. By the early 1970s, the Nifty 50 stocks weren't just expensive, they were priced like gravity didn't affect Wall Street. The average PE ratio for the overall market at the time was a humble 15. Respectable, normal. The kind of number you could bring home to your parents, but the never sell.
What is the PE ratio? Is this like a comparison what the company makes and or brings in revenue compared to the stock price or something?
Mentality around the Nifty 50 turned their valuations into numbers you only see in a fairy tale. Coca-Cola was trading at 46 times earnings, Xerox 49 times earnings,
compared to earnings.
McDonald's 86 times earnings, Polaroid 90 times
price
earnings,
to earnings ratio.
and the list just keeps going. On average, the Nifty 50 stocks were trading at a jaw-dropping 42 times earnings, and it doesn't stop there. At the peak, the top 5 Nifty 50 stocks made up around a quarter of the entire market, and collectively, the entire Nifty 50 group made up roughly 45% of the total United States stock market. Then came 1973 to 1974. The dominoes fell one by one, and reality came in and slapped everyone across the face. Oil prices quadrupled, inflation jumped to over 11%, unemployment doubled from 4.5% to 9%, and President Nixon effectively ended the gold standard for good. This led to the stock market plunging 50% between 1973 and 1974.
Dude, imagine you invest all your money into this shit and then it plummets by 50% and you lose all of that money, or like, half of it. Just like that. It's crazy, right?
Which marked the worst bear market since the Great Depression. And when the economy falls apart, overpriced stocks don't just correct, they get obliterated. In the Nifty 50, Coca-Cola shares fell over 60%.
Holy
McDonald's
smokes.
shares fell over 70%. And worst of all, Polaroid shares collapsed more than 90%. The so-called one-decision stocks turned into one big financial obituary.
So
And here's
these
the real
stocks
gut
like
punch.
Coca-Cola had like 40 PE ratio of 46, right? For example. Wait, what if we look up real quick? What if we look up PE ratio Tesla? I just wanna PE ratio, the Tesla current PE ratio varies by sources, but it's approximately 252 to 259. Holy fucking macaroni. That's insane if you compare this to like Coca-Cola. Wait, what is the PE ratio today of, let's say, PE ratio Coca-Cola? 23. Wait, how is anybody buying Tesla then? Like, why would you buy Tesla? Oh, you guys can't see that, right? I'm sorry, it's over here. Coca-Cola is at 23.7 to 23.9, and Tesla is at 253.9, which is completely wild. That is the definition of being like completely overpriced as a stock, right?
The damage wasn't quick. This wasn't a cute little V-shaped recovery like we saw after the pandemic. It took the market 8 years, until 1981, to crawl back to the same level it had been at before the bubble popped. This was the reality of the Nifty 50 collapse. Investors who thought they were buying eternal growth stocks ended up trapped in financial purgatory for the better part of a decade.
Uh-oh. It's happening again, guys.
Now, if you're looking at the current state of the market and getting a slight sense of déjà vu, you're not alone. In fact, Mark Twain once said, "History does not repeat itself, but it does rhyme." And while not identical, today's stock market undeniably rhymes with the one back in 1972.
Who are the
And back in
Mag 7?
1972, the Nifty 50 made up nearly 45% of the total United States stock market. Meaning, with every dollar invested into a stock market index fund, investors were making a bet that these Nifty 50 companies would somehow grow into these ridiculous price tags slapped on them. And if you fast forward to today, the movie has the same plot, just with shinier special effects. The United States tech giants.
There are the Mag 7. Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, and Tesla. Okay. Crazy, dude.
Better known as the Magnificent Seven, now make up around 36% of the entire S&P 500. That's right, 7 companies, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, and Nvidia, carry the weight of the entire stock market. If that feels eerily familiar to the level of concentration we saw with the Nifty 50 companies, it's because it is. Yes, the Magnificent Seven companies are innovative, and yes, they dominate their industries. But so did Xerox, so did Polaroid, and so did Avon Products back in 1972. The Magnificent Seven have become the modern echo of the one-decision stocks that dominated back in 1972. When it comes to the Mag 7, investors are acting as if there's only one decision to make when it comes to investing in them. So, what about the valuations of these modern day tech giants? Surely they're priced fairly, right? Well, not at all. Let's just say they're also priced like gravity doesn't affect them.
Oh, are they gonna
Google
talk
and
about the? Oh my God, they're actually showing the PE. Oh, there is Tesla right there. Wait, I'm gonna go to the other side again. There is Tesla right there. Oh my Lord, dude.
Meta trade at 28 times earnings, Amazon 35 times earnings, Apple 37 times earnings, Microsoft trades at 38 times earnings, Nvidia 50 times earnings, and Tesla 247 times earnings. Are these solid companies? Absolutely. Are they overpriced, overweighted, and worshipped as if they're bulletproof? Also, yes. And just like in 1972, investors are telling themselves the exact same bedtime story. These companies are untouchable and will grow forever. All we're missing is a couple of macroeconomic dominoes to fall, and we're right back where we were. Warren Buffett summed it up best. What we learn from history is that people don't learn from history.
Warren Buffett.
So here we are, once again, staring at a top heavy market, pretending valuations don't matter, and whispering the four most expensive words in the English language. This time, it's different.
Okay, crazy. Cool YouTube channel. I'm gonna link you guys the video down below again. That's a nice channel. I have to subscribe to them. They're cool. I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know, what do you think about it? Like, tell me down below in the comments, I guess, if you think that we're in for a correction or a crash. Should I invest my money into the stock market right now, or shouldn't I do that? You know, should you do it? And if so, please give me financial advice in the YouTube comments. That would be awesome. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a cool video. Maybe we'll watch more of these because they seem to be like really nice. And this reminds me a little bit of the YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys know that. Oversimplified. They make like history videos. I really like them as well. Maybe we're gonna watch one of those as well in the near future. Thanks for watching today, guys. I had a lot of fun, and now I'm gonna clean the house because I have to, and then I'm gonna start streaming later. Bye bye. Tschüss, tschüss.